Hey, I'm Mark Polton. I'm a real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area, which is called a no frills, no thrills real estate investor. If you're looking for somebody who's got a big flashy car behind them or three-piece suit and a book series they're trying to sell you, you should go check out another channel. That's not this. So there's a guy named Dan Pena. He calls himself the $50 billion man. I think he's worth $100 billion now. Watching a video of him at Boston University, and I'll link that video below. He's my kind of mentor. He's a guy who's going to call you out. He's not going to beat around the bush, or he's not trying to make you feel good. He's trying to put his foot up your keister to make you motivated to get out there and be a high performer. Now, I used to think that I was a pretty high performer when I was an IT guy. Now I would say that I'm coming to the end of that career. I don't want to really do it anymore. I don't have the motivation. Uh, can't really make much more money without putting, you know, probably 30 times or more effort than what I already have put into it. Return on investment's just not worth it. That's why I've kind of moved over to real estate. One of his slides was really interesting though, and he goes, "What would you be if you were not afraid?" Now we can translate that to, "Who would you be if you were not afraid?" That really got me thinking. The I did a video on this sometime earlier about how fear drives most people, not ambition or anything else. People will not do something out of fear, whether it's real or perceived, is irrelevant. Take the IRS for instance. People will not maximize their tax return for fear of the IRS getting an audit. Um, without even looking at the probabilities. I look at the probabilities. How many people are going to get audited in the particular tax backup I'm in, how I file my tax return, et cetera, et cetera. And then I play those probabilities. The so he's basically saying that if you had no fear in life, that nothing scared you, who would you be? What could you be? And I mean, whether it's going in and telling your boss, "I want a damn raise right now," to asking out that high school sweetheart that you were too afraid and you could have had the perfect life together, to quitting your worthless 9 to 5 job and going out there and getting, starting a business, multiple businesses and stuff like that. Most people are afraid, and I like to say that I live my life without fear, but upon reflection, clearly I have some fear. Want to kind of go over that a little bit and what's holding me back, and then I'll tell you what I plan on doing about it. So right now, I guess I'm fearful that we're going to get too deep in debt, and trust me, we have a lot of debt. Uh, we're mostly able to service that debt. Um, we're going to have two more houses paid off this year for a total of about $1,700 in mortgage payments that we no longer have to make. And that's not PITI, that's just the mortgage and interest only. That'll help a lot in being able to service some of the other debt that we have. We can start to, get more homes paid off, and then that money gets rolled into it. I'm trying to reach financial freedom, and we're close. Financial freedom meaning that I no longer have to worry about money. I can quit my 9 to 5 job. My wife can quit her 9 to 5 job. I put it conservatively at 40 homes. I think at 20, my wife should be able to come home without a problem, maybe a little bit sooner. But we're having to sacrifice. We don't, we make very good money between our W-2 jobs and the rent income we have coming in, but we don't live a high lifestyle. My wife has a Range Rover. We have $350,000 house. We vacation and do stuff, but we don't live a huge lifestyle. We're also not wanting for money at this point. But I am uh, I am playing fear that I don't want to get swamped in 2008, like I've read and heard other people who lost everything. They were millionaires, and within 3 months they had lost everything, and all their homes, their personal home, all their cars, their girlfriend, and they were broke and probably in debt, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. But there was no prospect of them to pay for. Uh, I want to get to the point where we have a minimum lifestyle, which would be a very good minimum lifestyle. Uh, I figure at 40 homes, we're looking at over $50,000 a month in rent, which would more than cover anything that we need to do. Um, And then I figure at that point we'll go balls to the wall to start going after tons of deals. It's my goal right now is 40 to 400 to 4,000. Figure if Robert Kiyosaki has 4,600 single family homes, why the hell can't I have 4,000? But on the same note, there's a little bit of fear in there. And there's some of it has to do with my age. Dan Pena is 71, at least when he did this talk this year. He hasn't had to work for 35 years. That means he was 36 when he was financially free, never had to work again, but decided to be a high performance uh, entrepreneur. I'm 44, turning 45 soon. It's a little bit different. Um, and I have some fear and some trepidation that, I don't want to be 55. I really don't want to be 55 and, and, you know, spending 80 hours a week working. And I say that now, not being in that place, and maybe I do want to be in that place. I don't know, but I'd rather outsource everything and then concentrate on acquiring homes and stuff like that, and leave all the other stuff that other people can do to them. So what am I going to do about it? Well, Dan Pena has a castle in Scotland, a very interesting place. And for 20 grand, you can go there, and he will beat the high performer into you. Very few people. Once again, I had another video on this where, are you the 2 to 3 people out of 100? Probably more like 2 to 3 people out of 500 that are going to be successful. And he tours, and and he does this all for free, and he gives away tons of information, and I'll link all that below. And 20 grand is worth every penny if you're going to make several million out of it. Uh, but he says that most people, he has like a 30 to 40% dropout rate. And then out of that, there's probably another 30 or 40% that don't do anything. So maybe he's down to 5% who actually do it. And, check out my video on are you the 2 to 3%? Or 2 to 3 people is really what it is. Less than 1% will actually go out to these things and be successful. So seriously considering how I can finance that and make that happen. So it scares me to do that because if I do something like that, I'm having to commit, and I hate committing. Uh, but when you have 20 grand in the game, it's a different story. Anyways, I hope you go out there and live the "you won't stop me" lifestyle. I can tell you this: that you will not stop me. It doesn't matter if the IRS comes and takes everything. It doesn't matter if the government comes and takes everything. It doesn't matter if I get sued out of oblivion. I'll just do it again. We'll reach financial freedom. So I wish you success.